Is something from your past affecting what you're doing today? Is a limitation from your past stopping you right now? Is pain from your past? Maybe it's a past relationship. You got your heart broke. I've had my heart broke. It sucks. Some people get their heart broke, they get through it, they move on, and they meet somebody else. But if you are so hurt and you're afraid of getting hurt again, you're a prisoner. You're a prisoner to your past. If you were in a different company like this, and for whatever reason you feel like you got screwed, again, you're a prisoner to what happened in the past. We can't let the past determine our future. So in the past, if you weren't successful, in the past, if you tried things like this before and you weren't successful, we can't live like that. Remember being a little kid where at any point, obviously I won't ask you, there was a point where no one in this room could walk. When you were born, you couldn't walk. You crawled, right? Could you imagine being about a year old and feeling the urge to get up and walk, but you go, I don't know, I've never done this before. You know, maybe I should just play it safe. Could you imagine if everyone in this room was crawling around because none of us ever had the guts to stand up and walk? See, the bottom line is our nature as a child is we see someone else do it, right? You see your parents doing it, you see an older brother, so we just get up and assume that we can do it. This weekend, here's the point. This weekend, there's more than enough people walking around. They're making lots of money. They're on stage. They're sharing their stories. You meet them at the breaks. You'll meet them at dinner tonight. Here's what you should be deducing. And the problem is, as a child, your eyes are this big, you're wide, and anything is possible. When we become an adult, we become realistic. Some of you don't like bad four-letter words. I hate the word realistic. Because most every single time a person says we need to be realistic, they're not saying, hey, I can get 6 jets. I'm going to be realistic right now. If so-and-so can do it, I can. Most people, when they say realistic, it means we have to lower our expectations. They're walking around, stand up and try to walk. Now, when people stand up, and when your child, how many of you, let me hear you if your child took their first steps? Isn't that the greatest thing? Your child stands up and they're like, when your child walked, did they just stand up and start walking like they were an Olympic athlete? Or did they stand up and sort of like Frankenstein, stumble forward? Now, when they stumbled forward, did you go, what the hell was that? Really? I mean, that's all you got? I've been showing you how to walk for years, you moron. You should be embarrassed. Go back to crawling. Is that what we do? That's how some of you guys work with your downline. What the hell was that? You call that a presentation? That sucked. Then you come back and talk to them and go, yeah, man, I'm really grooming my group, man. My group, I'm turning them into warriors. It's like, no, you're not. You're getting them to be even more insecure than they already are. So people, we need to give them permission to be successful. If the only thing you get is if they can do it, then I can do it. That's got to be the first step, because otherwise you may be a prisoner to your past, or you could be a prisoner to your fears. What if? When people say what if, why again do most of the things they say after it, why are they negative? What if this doesn't work? What if I buy the leads and I can't sell them? What if this goes wrong? What if the company goes out of business? What if this? What if that? What if it does work? What if you sell every one of the leads you get? So again, we can't let our fears and our insecurities, our internal fears and insecurities, we can't let dream stealers, other people around us. Again, Brian talked about a lot of stuff last night. He had a girlfriend who was his dream stealer. He got rid of her. How many people are in a bad relationship and are afraid to get out of it? Because, again, I don't know why because. But there are definitely people who are in a bad relationship, not a marriage, a relationship, a dating situation, and I'd rather be single and happy than together and miserable. But people stay together because they're a prisoner. And here's the thing. Most of you, if you are, first of all, most people don't know they're a prisoner. Secondly, if you are a prisoner, you're sitting there waiting for someone to break you out. This isn't a Rambo movie. This isn't a Western from back in the day. No one's going to get the horse and pull the wall down. If you want to get out of your prison that you built by yourself, then you've got to figure out how to do it. And here's the thing. These leg irons are real. They actually hurt like hell. Now, if you had if I were to put these leg irons on Usain Bolt, I'm sure most of you know Usain Bolt. Most people consider him I don't know if he's still, but for a long time he was the fastest human being on the planet. I would say we could take an average athlete in this room to run against Usain Bolt, and if he had these on, we would beat him. So again, if you're trying to do great things, but metaphorically you chained yourself up, how much better would it be if you took the chains off? And here's the crazy, 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 crazy part. You've got the key. It's there the whole time. Y'all seen The Wizard of Oz, right? The Wizard of Oz is such a cool movie. If you haven't seen it in a long time, just remember this. At the very end, they go to see the wizard, and they're waiting for the wizard to say something, and poof, they'll change. And obviously at the end of the movie, the wizard's not really a wizard, just a dude. And they're like, oh my God, what a scam. But at the end, he gets them to see that the Cowardly Lion had courage. He just didn't realize he had it. The other one was really smart. He just didn't realize he had it. So you've got everything you need. I don't care how off track you are right now. If you're living in fear, living in doubt, you're procrastinating, you're doing everything wrong, you've got the key to turn it all around. 100%. The question is, how bad do you want it? And I'll tell you this, your sentences become your sentences. What you say to yourself becomes your sentence. The Bible says there is the power of life and death in the tongue. Stop saying to things, and when you say, some of you guys say it out loud. You make a mistake and say, you are such an idiot. Stop saying that. I mean, if you wouldn't allow another human being to say it to you, don't say it to yourself. And by the way, if you have human beings in your life saying it to you, get some new human beings. It is hard enough to win without the shackles, guys. Get the shackles off. Take control of your life. Stop being afraid. The number one thing that makes people a prisoner, well, what would people say if I date her or him? What will they say? Come on now. What will they say? Who are they? Who are they, and why do you give a damn what they say and think? 100% all about how human beings process criticism and what they say. They screwed me up for a really, really, really long time. Let me tell you something. If you decide not to do this, they aren't going to pay your bills. If you decide whatever, they don't care. They're not paying as much attention as you think they are. So here's the deal. Why don't you decide what you really want and just do it? And the worst thing that happens is you fall. I didn't say fail, because the only way to fail is to stop getting back up.